All right, for today's video review, we're doing a little blast from the past here and taking a look at Transformers Real Gear Robots Spy Shot 6. Real Gear Robots were a fun little toy line in Transformers. I don't have all of them, but I've got a few of them from when I was a kid. Technically, they were part of the 2007 movie toy line, though it does seem like there's some design influence that dates back a little earlier than that because they do have some like references to Transformers Cybertron as well. But basically what they were was just a toy line of little robots that transformed into everyday objects. At the time, they weren't really all scaled for like accurately, like they weren't quite like to the size of being role play objects. I will say with Spy Shot 6 here in his camera mode, though at the time this was not an in-scale camera. It was much too small. There's probably cameras that are this size nowadays. I mean, most people just use their phones nowadays, but not ridiculous to think that there would be a camera of this size. But yeah, he makes up for a nice little camera mode. He's got his name and his little Autobot symbol tampoed down there. He's got a nice lens kind of sculpted in there. That's pretty cool. He's got a little viewfinder here, which you can actually look through and see through to the other side. It has like a little bit of magnification, but mostly it's just kind of a warped thing. He's got a little shutter button up here that has a nice, really satisfying click to it. Now, part of the ways that this referenced Transformers Cybertron originally is there used to be a sticker back here that had like a scene from Transformers Cybertron on it to like imply, I guess, that they were making contact with Autobots or Decepticons from that show. As a kid, I ripped that sticker off because I didn't like it, which I kind of wish I didn't do, but whatever. So I've just got kind of an ugly gap back here with some revealed screws, but it's got a little some little dials and knobs back here for some camera features, which is pretty cool to see sculpted in there. And, nothing too crazy on the sides or on the bottom. Makes for a pretty clean camera overall. He's got a little gap down there, but not too big a deal. Mostly, I just think the clickiness is really, really satisfying. But yeah, pretty nice little camera mode. I do kind of wish that they had continued the silver up on this section, so it completed the circle there, but not too big a deal. In terms of size comparisons, here he is with another Transformers camera. Here he is with 3 Siege reflectors. So you can see what he looks like with a different kind of camera there. He's much more like a little digital camera. And then here he is with the BotBots camera, just so you can see what they look like together. So he's it's kind of hard to show off here. I guess here he is with Sideswipe as a standard size deluxe. I don't know, about waist height, a little smaller than at least what I would think is a normal sort of like DSLR camera, but it's been a long time since I've actually owned a camera that isn't just, part of my phone functionality. So I don't know. I don't know how it scales with stuff today. But yeah, in terms of a transformation, down here on this corner, you want to take one of his little hands here and just fold it out like that, and then bring this section out to the side. Let's see his little head peeking out there. For this leg here, you want to unfold it like that. It kind of unfolds at the knee here. Well, it's not going to be the knee joint, but kind of where it is on the leg, and then rotate that forward. And then this section here flips out like that to become one of his feet. Then you take this whole section and rotate it down like that. And then this side here, you kind of unhook this hand from inside the foot there, and then do the same thing here with the other leg and unfold it like that, bring it forward, and then bring this bit down to meet that section. Then this arm here, you want to bring down like that and rotate the hand down. Now, you bring the head up here and it clicks into place, but these, the shoulders kind of like soft click into places asymmetrically. Like this one clicks here or down here, and this one clicks, here or like further up. And so it's asymmetrical either way. I generally just like lock that one into place and then just bring this one up kind of in between its clicking points just to make it symmetrical. But it's a little weird that the click point for that is lower than the other one. I think that's an odd choice, but not too difficult to remedy. And yeah, there you have Spy Shot 6 in his robot mode. And yeah, he makes for a nice little camera robot here. Very cool. He's got some fun detail here. Now mine, this is a toy that I've had since I was a kid, so it's seen some wear, like with the sticker being removed, but also one of his little claws down here broke. I actually dropped this figure off of a balcony by accident, and miraculously, that was the only bit that broke, was just that little claw broke off. But he's got two little claws on either side here. I'm not sure if the hands are supposed to stay like this, or if you're supposed to rotate the elbows forward to like act as normal elbows, but then the hands don't, orient the right way. So, I don't know. But yeah, in terms of articulation, his head is on a ball joint here. It's got some really nice light piping there. I think that works really well. Cool little nerdy robot face sculpt there. And then you can, if you want, kind of do a thing where his head tilts to the side just for transformation, but otherwise just normal ball joint movement. His shoulder up here, aside from that sliding joint, like I showed off before, it can go up a little bit more. It's got a ball joint and a hinge right here, so it can hinge up and down like that, but then also a ball joint so it can rotate all the way around. It has a swivel right above the elbow, and then an elbow here, which, again, like if you're tilting it forward like that, his hands aren't really oriented the right way. And if you have it like this, then it's kind of the gorilla elbows thing. So not the best, but that's okay. And then both of his little claws can open and close here, although obviously on that side it is broken. And then on this side, kind of the same thing. Another this kind of hinge there, which gets a bit more range actually. And then a separate little hinge at the joint itself. Ball joint at the shoulder there. Rotation here because it's just a ball joint. And then the claws can, move the same way. Hips can go forward, back, out to the side. It's got a pretty deep knee bend just because of, the hollow cavities in the back of his legs there. And that's the same on both sides, which is cool. He's got a thigh swivel kind of right above the knee. And then this foot can tilt up a little bit, but otherwise is pretty static. And then I guess you can kind of do that if you want. If you want the whole thing kind of oriented differently, I guess you could, do something like that where the body section in the middle is oriented differently. I don't know. I think that looks worse, but it's an option. So yeah, pretty decent articulation on this guy. The only thing that really is kind of a bummer is the gorilla sideways facing elbows, but that's not too big a deal, especially on kind of an older figure like this. But yeah, in terms of size comparisons, here he is again with Kingdom Sideswipe, just for a standard sort of size comparison there, so you can see what they look like together. So, he's kind of in between Scout class, or I guess what is now Core class, and a modern size deluxe. So they, kind of little guys, but slightly bigger than a lot of basic class figures. They're kind of doing their own thing there. Here he is again with one of the reflector or refractor bots from Siege, so you can see what he looks like there. And here he is with the little camera bot for two camera themed guys. But yeah, a pretty cool figure overall. I like a lot of these guys, these little Real Gear robots. I do think that it maybe would have made a bit more sense at the time if they were doing these like role play object transformers to actually make them, the size of the objects that you're role playing with, because most of them aren't. But I don't know. Cool nonetheless. And I'm never going to get tired of that little clicky shutter button there. I just think that's great. But yeah, a pretty nice little figure, decent articulation, pretty good alt mode, pretty cool looking robot mode. Not much else to say about him. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have Transformers Real Gear Robots Spy Shot 6.